I want to make this quick video and put it out there. I did a live stream on my Facebook Live to my personal page, but somehow can't manage to do a live stream to YouTube for whatever reason. So I feel like it's easier just to post a video. I know there are a lot of people out there that are nervous after the stock market dropped yesterday. So today is April 4th. 2025. Yesterday was April 3rd, and the stock market dropped the S&P 500 index, I think around 4 or 5%, the NASDAQ 6%. And it's been the most significant one-day drop in the last few years since 2020 when we had the COVID pandemic drop. So I really just want to encourage people to stay invested, to not try to time the market, which is what you're doing if you sell and thinking that you're going to buy back into the market as it's recovering. People aren't good. I mean, even professionals, no one can consistently time the market. Perfect timing the market would be to sell on down days and buy before it's going up. But the market, it goes up and down. It's very volatile. It swings, and when recovery happens, you can have a big up day and then have another down day, and it zigzags so much that when you're looking at the day to day, you don't actually necessarily see the trends. And if you miss the best days, then that has a significant impact on your overall returns. Most of the best days actually happen during the times of the highest volatility when people are really tempted to sell after a big downturn. Just to give you an example of how important it is to stay fully invested in the market, let's look at the market from 2003 to 2023. So we're looking at a 20-year span that includes a big crash in 2008. If you had a $10,000 investment starting in 2003 and you kept it invested that entire time, fully invested, then after the 20 years, that $10,000 would have grown to about $64,844. That would give you an annualized return of around 9.8%. So that's pretty typical. We expect the annualized rate of return of the stock market to be around 10% annualized over decades. So, and remember, this includes the big recession of 2008. Now let's look if you missed the 10 best days, right? You're invested in the market every day except for the 10 best days. Then that $10,000 investment is now only worth $29,708. So it'd be worth half of what it'd be worth than if you were just fully invested. Now, if you miss the 20 best days, your now $10,000 investment is only worth $16,421. That's an annualized return of 2% a year. So that is not even staying in line with inflation. So in a way, you've lost real value of your money by not staying fully invested. Now, let's say you miss the best 30 days of the market. Now your investment's only worth $9,359. So it's actually worth less than the $10,000 you began with, all because you didn't stay invested and you didn't catch those best days in the market. Even missing out on the worst days of the market doesn't compare to just staying in fully invested, because again, no one's going to perfectly time the market, and the market does make big moves on specific days, and it's just really hard to catch or miss those specific days. So the best thing really is to stay fully invested. So again, many of the best days in the market really happen after big declines. And so if you sell anticipating a big decline and maybe you don't get the big decline, but also you miss the big recovery, and now you're stressing and watching the market daily and trying to decide what's right, when it'd be much easier to just not look at the media and stay focused on whatever you're doing, your day-to-day, live your daily life, and just stay fully invested. On that line of note, I want to ask yourself, how would you be feeling if you didn't know anything about what the market was doing? And sorry if you're watching this video and you didn't know anything about the market, or maybe you're watching this video and it's been, days, weeks, months, and the market's already recovered. So you can see how this is true, right? If you didn't know that the market was dropping, you had no idea what the stock market was doing, your day is probably not changing much. You're probably still going to work, picking up your kids after school, cooking dinner, living your living your life, hopefully having some fun with that life. I remember I was in medical school in 2008 during the big crash. And I actually had started investing. I was already invested by then. I had started investing around 2005. I was contributing to my Roth IRA. My husband was working as a high school teacher. He had a retirement account where we were investing in. And I honestly don't remember being worried at all. I knew that we had a long time until we would be looking at retirement and that the money that were in our retirement plan accounts, which is basically all the money I was investing. I had some cash in a brokerage account where I was playing around with individual stocks, but that was something totally different. I mean, I didn't sell it all, and I wasn't worried because I knew I still had a long time horizon. But I do remember patients being worried. Now, maybe your time horizon isn't that long, or you think it's not that long. Maybe you're in your 60s and you're thinking about retiring soon. But, life expectancy is quite long now. I, as an ophthalmologist, have older patients. I have many patients in their 90s, patients I'm doing surgery on in their 90s. And they'll ask, oh, is it worth doing surgery? And it's like, yeah, you could have years to live. Let's go for that improved quality of life. So even if you're retiring at a standard age of 65 and you're living into your 90s, you still have decades where you're in the market, where your retirement portfolio is invested and does have time to recover, even though you may be withdrawing from it. So I just want to remind you that we are all long-term investors. Unless you're ready in your 70s or 80s or 90s, then maybe you're not a long-term investor, but you're probably not watching this video if that's you. So I encourage you to ignore the market trends, ignore what the market's doing, listen to the words of Warren Buffett, be greedy when others are fearful, keep doing your automatic investing, keep buying as stocks are cheaper, right? When the market goes down, stocks are cheaper. So keep investing, keep up with that long-term mentality and live your life. Keep busy living life and hopefully enjoying life. So that's my video for you. I will turn this into a podcast episode and try to get it out uh, with within the next week. So that means bumping a episode because if you listen to the Grow Your Wealthy Mindset podcast, I do like to stay bashed and keep at least a few weeks, if not a month ahead. But thanks for watching this video, and really stay in there, stay invested. Don't try to time the market. It's going to all work out just fine.